Drew's answers has a lot to resonate with my speech today. How to stop being controlling, have dinner with one. First of all, I have a revelation to make. I am a controlling person. At least I used to be. So just want to know, do you consider yourself, or at some point, or to some extent, a controlling person? So controlling here means exactly as Drew said, things has to go as you want it to be. Things or people has to go or do the way that you want it to be. So you may get some hints that you may be somewhat controlling when you hear your friends or colleagues or spouse say something like, "Stop being controlling. I can think what I can think." Or like your son or daughter will say, "I know what I want to wear. You don't have to tell me." Or worse off, "You can't make me." That is a very typical that someday perhaps I would hear from my son or daughter. So the last time that my husband reminded me that I am a controlling person, it was in Disneyland in Los Angeles. My husband and I and our daughter were going on a trip to Disneyland with our extended families. And it was at noon, and my husband dragged me to a corner and he said, "Stop being so controlling. Can you see from the beginning, you were trying to make people chasing around. People are so tired. Can you see?" And I snapped him back and said, "I spent the entire night yesterday just to plan today, and if people don't go as I planned, we don't get that kind of fast track, we cannot play that many games that we want to do." And with that, I just think that why I am controlling, actually I'm doing good things for people, and that's why it keeps me being the controlling person, because I think I'm doing a good thing. Because if I'm not interfering, my extended families, they would just like lazy walking around Disneyland, perhaps play one or two games, and we are wasting $100 per person. So that was what was driving me crazy. But later that evening, my husband and I went to my aunt's house. She invited us for dinner. And that is the dinner that really changed me, that makes me really think about how a controlling person makes the other people around them feel. So we went there for dinner, and before the dinner starts, my husband's aunt, was hollering across the hallway. She was like, "Have you set up the table yet? Have you set up the bowls and the plates yet? I told you 10 minutes ago. Why haven't you done it yet?" And later on, she would walk to that dining table, and she said, "Why did you put the bowls at the center of the table? It should have been on the side." And she moved on. "Why did you put the soup bowl at the side? It should be at the center of the dining table so that people can easily get some soup." And then she asked her husband, "Why don't you get only 8 chairs? We have 9 people around here. There's 1 chair missing. Go get that chair." "No, not that one. The tall one, not that one." And then when the dinner starts, we were trying to sit into those chairs, and she was, "Hey, Hugh, why are you sitting there? Why don't you sit over there so that your mother can sit next to your younger brother so that she can take care of him?" And so Hugh quietly moved to the other the other round of the table. And she moved on. "Hi, Anne, why are you sitting there? You are tall. You can easily reach stuff off the table. Why don't you sit over there? You don't need to sit at the center." And then so Anne moved to the other corner of the table. And it hasn't stopped yet. While we were eating, my aunt would point to the little baby over there. "Why are you eating meatballs? It's not good for you. Choose something else." And then she turned to her husband and she said, "You should get some more rice. It's good for you. And by the way, do you remember the doctor's visit that you need to make tomorrow? You always forget. I always have to tell you." So usually I speak a lot, I talk a lot during like family dinner like that. But in that kind of atmosphere, like when she was just bossing people around for the very first time, I can really feel how just tiring and just really, really annoyed one person can feel being around someone who was just trying to boss people around. And so after that dinner that night, I realized one lesson: relax. People who can make decisions for themselves and controlling people, sometimes with very good intentions, are just making people not as happy as they can be. And from that point, I choose to make a change in my life. From the next day, I would stop requesting people or things, and it has to go the way I want. And as Drew said, relax, or as the French said, laissez faire, and things can move on. Thank you.